Hey everybody, welcome to the Wrestling with Idiots podcast. This is Jay Grizz, and I'm accompanied by.
Citoo.
There you go. You
There
you
we
took a little
go.
pause. I guess you was assuming that I was gonna do the intro for you, but
I was
no.
actually. I was, yeah.
I know. Listen, man, it's been a long time. We ain't recorded in I don't remember how long. But it feels like forever. But listen, man, we got to get right into some stuff. New Intercontinental Champion. New Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. Jey Uso.
Jey Uso. Yup, Jey Uso. I didn't see the match. Did you see it?
I did not. No.
Neither did I. But we know who won, and I think you sent me something saying that that Raw, where Jey Uso became Intercontinental Champion, that the ratings were pretty low on that.
Yeah, it was a low rating. It was low. I think it was it like 1.4? If I remember, I
Yeah,
think it was a 1.4. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure. But listen, I like Braun Breaker. I like Jey Uso, but I don't think this was the right call overall. Jey Uso as Intercontinental Champion is not the problem. Braun Breaker losing it this quickly is the problem. I feel like Sami Zayn should have never beaten Gunther at WrestleMania. He beat him. He became Intercontinental Champion. He had his programs with Chad Gable, Braun Breaker. He beat Braun Breaker the first time. Braun Breaker then in return beats him at SummerSlam. Braun Breaker um, has some matches against Sami Zayn, some return matches, beats him a couple different times, and then all of a sudden he goes into a match with Jey Uso and loses. I think the way that this should have been done, I think Braun Breaker probably should have beaten Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Should have probably been a face during the WrestleMania time. Or maybe Jay. Um, maybe right after Jay and Jimmy had their WrestleMania match, maybe Jay should have gotten to the ring with Gunther and been Intercontinental Champion since then. And I don't know, but I'm not really a fan of what happened. But it is what it is, bro. Malachi
You're
Black. We got some AEW stuff too, man. We got Malachi
we do.
Black. We
Yeah.
got what's his face? We got Wardlow and we got Miro and who else do we have on the AEW side that we should probably talk about?
Um Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. Yeah, Shane McMahon taking a picture with the Young Bucks. Where do you want to start first? Oh, MVP. MVP showing up and talking about Swerve Strickland. I didn't see the promo. I saw a little bit of the highlights of it. Um, we kind of have a feeling that Shelton Benjamin may be going, Bobby Lashley may be going. They are free agents. Where do you want to go with this one? Where do you want to start first? Who are we
Well,
talking about?
Shelton Benjamin, I don't think is allowed to go to AEW.
Oh, Max Caster said he was going to take his spot, but Max Caster didn't say anything when Ricochet appeared. But you know, I guess we're picking and choosing who gets to come and go.
You calling him a hypocrite?
I'm calling him a bitch.
Oh, I was about to say if the shoe fits.
Then bitch, put the heels on
Look,
and get the walking, slut. Cause that was some sucker shit to me. Because out of all the WWE guys that came in there, Shelton Benjamin was the concern. That's crazy. That's
he acting
batshit
like a hoe.
crazy.
He acting like a hoe.
Yeah, well, hey,
That's hoe
you know,
behavior.
yeah, and that's a mic drop right there. But Miro has requested his release from AEW. Apparently
Yo,
he
I
signed
forgot
a
he was
lengthy
still there.
contract, and I don't know how long that's going to last for, but he probably will be stuck there for quite some time. They're saying that Miro's current deal with AEW runs until spring of 2026. He's earning about seven figures, so it's just like go figure. I mean, you're making money to do absolutely nothing. That's insane that this maniac is giving him seven figures to pretty much do absolutely nothing. Daniel Garcia. I thought Daniel Garcia, man, I thought he was a
Resigned,
I
right?
thought I thought so, but then you see
Yeah,
reports coming out
I
saying
saw the
that his
report. Yeah.
contract, yeah, his contract is set to expire,
Oh, you know
and
what? Hook's another one too.
Hook's another one too. That's probably why he gave the FTW belt to his daddy. So I'm man, this is just wild, bro.
I don't know
It's
why people think it's wild. I'm telling you, when the Titanic is sinking, the first thing you're gonna want to do is get off of the ship.
yeah. I'm saying it's wild because you know, you, the maniac Tony Khan sat up there and said that we're not gonna make the same mistakes WCW did. No, you
No,
made worse ones, and he talked about oversaturated rosters, and that's what he continues to do. And once he created an oversaturated roster, no one could, there was nothing for a lot of guys to do. Wardlow was hot, red hot at one point in time, and his momentum stopped big time. And apparently, he ain't injured. He's not sick. There's nothing going on. They just not using him. And it's just like he's another one. Like, he was there, he was red hot TNT champion, looking promising. His power bomb was getting over and everything like that. And now he probably wants to leave out too. I don't know if that's the case, but it's a story with a lot of these guys. They go missing after a while, and then you don't hear from them, you don't see them, and then months later or even a year later, they come up in reports and they just say, "Oh shit, I forgot all about him." He's still with AEW? I didn't even know that, but
right.
that's what it is with him too.
Well, look, realistically, if you know you can be used better in WWE, then just go. Like, I would leave too. I wouldn't want to be in AEW where I barely work. You got to worry about the, backstage drama. If you hurt somebody's feelings, you're not going to be used on a Dynamite or a Collision. Like, yeah, it's a toxic workplace when you really look at it.
Man, and those AEW people love it, man. They love it. But Malachi Black, that's
You
another
mean the
one.
sickos? The sickos love
Yeah,
it.
they're sickos. Yeah, they sickos. I mean, the plastic bag thing. We can't. Well, we could, but I don't really want to talk about other people's podcasts and what they said on their podcasts and how certain people defend AEW to the core and make certain arguments that you know um
Did somebody
they're making
defend the
certain.
plastic bag thing?
Yeah, Conrad Thompson, he did. He
I
was,
know, I know,
yeah,
I know he did.
he was talking about how talking about how video games were violent and this was I'm just like, bro, how are you defending that? You had no problem with that? Like a lot of people had a problem with that. Because in video games and movies, people understand what's going on more than they do wrestling. Because
Right.
characters are character. These are characters too. I get it. It's not real or whatever like that, but it's just it ain't it, bro. Like it just ain't it. The plastic bag over the face, it's not it. Um, because you have real issues that happen in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like you do have real stuff that does happen, and put the plastic bag over somebody, bro. Like, what was the purpose
Wait a
in that?
minute.
That's
Wait, Jay. You're gonna tell me that you never grew up watching people fighting and one person put a syringe in somebody else's mouth? You never
I
seen
ain't
that?
never see that. Never in my
Wait a
life.
minute. Come on, that's not normal?
It ain't normal. No, it ain't.
I
But
just thought
look,
it was a everyday occurrence.
nah, maybe over there. It'll probably
Yeah.
be a regular soon. But
Yeah.
Malachi Black is an interesting one.
Yeah,
It
he
says
is.
that his contract is reportedly set to expire sooner than expected. They're talking about early 2025, which is crazy because I feel like the House of Black is probably one of the very few things in AEW that could probably get over on a WWE product. I have no problem with Brody King, no problem with Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews is set to stay because they,
He
Tony
resigned,
Khan
yeah.
threw the book at him, and it's just like, bro, you could have been with your girl. Your girl is making kissy faces with Dom, with Jey Uso, and it's just like I can't. I don't know if I could work in a company where my girl is with a whole nother company around a whole bunch of other different dudes, married or not, bro. Like that's
Well, I mean, not only
just
that, she's also a bigger star than he is too.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
probably why he's staying in AEW then, because if he goes to WWE, she's still gonna be a bigger star than him. But I mean,
he could
he
close the
wouldn't look
gap
so
though.
bad standing next to Brody King and Malachi Black, in a House of Black. You know, the whole group going to WWE, but it ain't gonna be set up like that. So I think Buddy Matthews signing an extension probably was a big mistake on his behalf because he
Hmm.
another one that's about to get lost in the shuffle.
No, he could win. He could win a title. They got about 40 titles. He could win a title.
I mean, he already won a title. He was a trios champion.
There you go. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they have
man.
like an Australian champion or something. He
I
could win
mean, they'll
that.
make one up soon.
You know what? I see a lot of how these contracts are expiring soon.
Hmm.
I don't know. And at this point, I don't know if these guys are going to be leaving when their contracts expire because I feel like I don't know if you've seen what just happened because it was just reported a little before we started recording, but supposedly AEW and Tony Khan are going to be tacking on about a year on Ray Phoenix's contract.
I heard. I heard about that.
So if all these other
They're
guys
doing.
got hurt,
He's doing the Vince McMahon thing now. You know, the guy who's supposed to
hmm
be wrestling savior is now copying. Vince McMahon, which they deem as pretty much the demon or an evil person now. So it's just like you copying it. You know exactly what he was doing too. So that's crazy to me.
right? Yeah. Again, it just shows you how much of a hypocrite this guy really is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if Hook or Malachi Black or Miro got hurt at any point, yeah, he's gonna be taking time on.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? I see AEW fans defending Tony Khan for doing this, and
Of
for whatever
course.
reason, I see a lot of people that they don't know any better. You know, they weren't they clearly still have a whole bunch of stuff on their chin, but they didn't wipe it off. But they're blaming Conan for the reason that Ray Phoenix is about to have a year tacked onto his contract.
How? What the
I,
hell does
I I'm
Conan have to do with that?
I well, the AEW fan base, you know how they are. They get hurt. They're in their feelings a lot. You know, most of them are still virgins, but they're upset at Conan because he critiques AEW fairly.
Oh,
And
you mean when
he,
there's something bad, he points it out and talks about it, and when there's something good, he talks about it, but they only want to go with the negative. He said that on his platform plenty of times. I actually,
right,
listened to Keeping It 100.
right. Yeah, so do I. And he pretty much alluded a while ago how Phoenix and Pentagon were headed to WWE.
Mm.
So now the AEW fans are saying that this is the only reason Tony Khan is just tacking that time on, is because Conan said it. And this is to screw with Conan.
I mean, the dude is petty. I mean,
Yeah,
he did, show footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry after CM Punk had an interview and said some things about Tony Khan, which was crazy. Not the CM Punk interview, but releasing the footage because it did nothing for the company whatsoever. Nobody, the number didn't grow. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But we got something else, man. We got Mercedes Monet. She says she deserves
Manage.
to be the highest paid women's wrestler in the world.
She concussed?
um,
They don't have a
I,
concussion protocol over there?
I mean, I highly doubt it.
They gotta get her checked out. She's saying stuff like that. She might be hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, she's bugging. She's bugging.
No.
She's bugging. Naomi's a better wrestler than her. Serena D
Tiffany.
is a better wrestler than her.
Uh-huh.
Natalia's a better wrestler than her.
Uh-huh.
Bailey's a better wrestler than her. Rhea Ripley,
Charlotte,
Charlotte
Rhea,
Flair,
Bianca Belair,
Bianca Belair.
Tiffany
Um,
Stratton.
just so many.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the females in AEW anymore. Um, I forgot she was a Japanese wrestler. She's a former AEW champion. She's better. Tony Storm is better.
You
I
talking
think
about
her name.
Rio?
No, 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 no. I think her name was.
Okay.
I can't think of the girl's name, but she
I know who
always
you're
come
talking
down with
about.
a
She comes
kendo
over with a
stick and
Kindle stick,
everything.
right? Yeah, I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. I forgot her name. I
I don't know
was
why
really,
I'm
really.
blanking on her name too.
Me too. But when I first seen her, I was really digging her. Like I was really
She was
feeling her.
good. Yeah, she good. She good.
Yeah, she's good. So I mean, she doesn't have a good claim here when it comes down to that. She just doesn't. Oh, I think whatchamacallit is better too. Uh, Roxanne Perez. Think she's better too.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna go with Jada Parker only because
Yeah, I
look
got
at
you.
her.
Oh,
You know
this
how I feel about me. You know how I feel about Jada Parker. You know how I
right.
feel
I
about you.
mean, you are. She is over with you. She is over.
Man, bro, I'm drooling. Somebody put a syringe in my mouth because my tongue is drooling too, bro. I'm not, man. That's man right there, boy. Man, you seen what that's about.
I'm telling you. I mean, I.
Man, that lady right there, bro. Whew, that's something. But um, shoot, hell, man, what else we got? Because we skipped out a couple weeks, but obviously we ain't speaking too much on this stuff. But what else has been happening?
I mean, we have Bad Blood right around the corner.
Man, yeah, whatever. We get to that when we get to it. But you know what's funny?
What is it? What is it? Let me know.
Um, bro, JBL has been on on what is it, TNA? He's been on TNA wrestling,
Right.
and
He's with Dolph, right?
well, not Dolph, but Nick Nemeth.
Whatever. You know what I mean. Don't
But
don't
I
be
think
one of
he
those.
also showed up in MLW not too long ago too. But nobody's pointed out that JBL looks like Captain Border Patrol.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that was an accident.
Nah, nah,
No.
nah, can't be. Nah, can't be. Yeah, but he's looking like
Yeah.
Captain Border Patrol. I heard he was training for a little bit of a wrestling comeback, an in-ring comeback. Don't know how true that is. Um,
I mean,
not
he'll be able to do it because most of the wrestlers now are like, like cruiserweight sizes.
Yeah, but I don't know
And
how
JBL's a
old he
big
is.
dude.
He is, but I don't even know how old he is. But I mean, if he can still go, he can still go. I mean, if it's a smart thing for him
Bro,
to
what
do, I don't
Jay
know.
really what he got to do? Couple big boots, clothesline. He really won't have to bump like that. He'll be wrestling
I
smaller guys. They just got to do all the bumping.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna be like that. But you never know. I mean, speaking of that, it's kind of crazy because we got a couple guys that's been in the industry for years. I'm talking about the '80s, and they're still going, bro. And they're not really getting what I feel like is, high praise, the most high praise. And you don't appreciate these guys at the time, but now when you see them, we need to appreciate them. I'm talking about Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes. That's incredible how they're going right now. Like they're incredible shit, and Billy Gunn too. But like you see these guys, they're in their late 50s, 60s, wherever they're at, and they're wrestling still. They're wrestling competitive matches. They're going toe to toe with today's young guys by using their standard basic wrestling moves or whatever like that. You see Dustin Rhodes, he's doing, he's reinvented. Man, I'm getting so tongue twisted right now because I'm just so damn shocked that this guy can move how he's moving. He looks to be in the best shape of his life right now. You know what I mean? And it's just like incredible. I think his contract with AEW was coming up, but I think he re-signed or whatever like that. I mean, I don't blame him because they're treating him in a way where it's just like I'd rather see him like this than as a Goldust character.
Well,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a champion right now.
yeah, I think he's Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion with
Oh,
Sammy
there you
Guevara, I
go.
believe. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Ring of Honor's a big deal.
it's not. It's not. Let's not be dicks here, okay, pal? I ain't going. I'm not
Oh,
going to
come on.
discredit him.
I
Just talk
thought they
about
had a
how.
couple sellouts recently. They didn't have any
Yeah,
sellouts?
right. Yeah, right.
Or you're not going to order the Ring of Honor pay-per-view?
There's such a thing. Then no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I
I
have
never
no idea.
watched Ring of Honor, man. I never watched it. I watch. I'll probably
That's all
like
right.
watch histories and I get it. Ring of Honor was that show at one point in time.
Right.
They
I was
had
gonna
real
say
wrestling.
nobody's watched that for a long time, so you're straight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one of those. It's one of those companies. And you know what's crazy? The AEW was supposed to be this company that was the secondary company to WWE. It was supposed to be the competitor, the alternative, but the alternative seat though ain't AEW, and it's just like it downplays the other well, not competitors because they're not competing, but it's just like I don't watch MLW, but I hear it's pretty good. I don't watch NWA. NWA, they were doing pretty good at a point in time. I don't know what they're doing
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
but they were doing
yeah.
pretty good. You
Lines, I
you
think.
I don't know, but you have TNA. You know what I mean? So it's just like not everything is just about AEW. It's unfortunate. It's too much wrestling to watch. Um, you know, just not really that much of a wrestling fan like I used to be. So I'm not gonna catch up with all this stuff. I have a life outside of just watching wrestling matches all day and things of that nature. But I'll give praise to the other companies. You know, it's just the only difference is they don't have a bunch of money. If they had a bunch of money, then it's just like, and if they had AEW money, I think things would be differently because I don't think that those other companies are doing, that much foolish things as Tony Khan is doing with his company. I mean, maybe we just don't know about it, but even just watching the highlights from some of this stuff, it doesn't seem to be that ridiculous on the Tony Khan level. I don't think anybody is actually worse than Tony Khan and what he's doing to his company. I mean, and I get the fan base is there and everything like that, but it's just like, the fan base isn't the brightest and they're sickos and all this other bullshit and whatever the case is.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a bright fan base. I'm trying to say this as nice as I can. They're just not that bright.
I mean, fucking idiots.
Yeah, again, they're not that smart.
I mean, wrestling with
Oh
idiots.
man.
It's a name. It's a name. It's a name for a reason because when you go up on these social media platforms and you're making a comment, you're having conversations, and you realize that you are really really talking to people who just the level of common sense is just not there. The level of education is just non-existent. So I don't know what's going on with some of these folks. And it's not the really and it is bad mouthing them, but it's just like no one said that you can't like it, right? You like what you like. It's not the knock on if you like the show or not. It's
Right,
a
just get off
bad
your
show.
knees.
Yeah, it's a bad show. It's an opinion. We all have one. Just because I don't like it don't mean that, it doesn't mean shit. But it's just like the way they attack every situation to try to make something that doesn't make sense is the problem. You know what I mean? Like the danger. And it's just like, just because you don't like it, oh, you're a WWE fanboy. I don't have to be a WWE fanboy because, I see something I don't like it. And that's what they immediately go to all the time. If AEW does something stupid, you are automatically a AEW fan, a fanboy. I'm not no fanboy, bro. I don't even really know what that is. I'm guessing it's a super duper fan of a wrestling product that you really, really enjoy or whatever. I'm just like, that's crazy, but I feel attacked every time. And, because it's just like all you're doing is pointing out the obvious when people are doing something stupid.
Right. Yeah, I don't. You know what? And I don't even know if we even talked about this. SmackDown possibly moving to 3 hours.
Not interested.
Wait a minute. You don't want to see 3 hours of
Nobody wants to
SmackDown?
see 3 hours of SmackDown. We don't want to see 3 hours of Raw.
No, no, don't say
I
that.
just said
No,
it.
no, no, don't say that. There are people that do want to see
No,
that. There, believe it or not, yes, they do. Not a lot of people, clearly.
that's crazy. Who in their right mind,
Yeah, I don't.
and,
You know
and take
what?
into what I'm saying, who in their
Who in
right
the right
mind?
mind?
So if there's people who want to see 3 hours of SmackDown, they not in their right mind.
Yeah, you know what? When I saw that Raw was moving to 2 hours, right?
You was happy about that?
I saw it on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not like I haven't watched Raw in a minute because I'm not sitting through 3 hours. I'm just not. The last time I watched Raw, which might have been like a month ago, I didn't watch the whole thing. Whatever I wanted to see, as soon as that was done, I just changed the channel. I'm not sitting through three
Nobody's
hours.
watching three
You know what
hours
I
of
mean?
Raw.
No, I mean, yeah, they're not really not. It's like they're doing what, like 1.7? And again, I don't think SmackDown is doing too hot either. And I don't know if we even went over this. Like SmackDown was hitting the twos when they were on Fox before. Now they're just going down to 1.7s as well.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, listen, the talent is there. Some of the stories are there, but some of it is just not. I don't know. It's just not clicking with today's
Yeah.
society, and there's probably a lot of reasons for it. And it could be due to a lot of things being repetitive. Like you do have a lot of repetitive stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like, and characters don't really evolve anymore. Like, we've seen Kevin Owens do Kevin Owens since he was there. We've seen the New Day do the New Day since they were there. They're doing something different, but it's just like you're not really interested. Rey Mysterio has never been a heel. Could we? I mean, I'm not saying any of that is a good idea about Rey Mysterio being a heel. I'm just saying, can we see different, a different character? Like, can we see some change, something different? Like you see Chris Jericho, right? Des- Despite the fact that
Yeah.
he's trash in AEW, he consistently evolves into something
No.
different all the time.
Right.
We don't see that.
Right.
Bianca Belair has
Yeah.
been Bianca Belair since day one. I mean, she was a heel, and now she's a baby face. What's going to happen when she turns into a heel again? We're going to get the same Bianca Belair. So basically, because she already has an
Right.
attitude
Right.
that she is the EST. So just like only difference is her smile isn't going to be friendly. It's going to be an arrogant smile. So we're not really getting nothing different. So we need a change of speed. You know what I mean? With a lot of these people on these programs. Cody Rhodes, man, like Cody Rhodes is pretty much like Captain America, but I watched um I watched a
Yeah.
2 hour video the other day highlighting everything that Cody did in Ring of Honor. Bro, it was amazing. It was amazing. He changed his hair. He he was a heel. He was doing heel stuff. It was getting over with the crowd. It was just good stuff. I think at some point in time, make that American good old boy into a heel. I don't know when, but because you can always do. I'm not saying we should. I'm not really interested in Roman and Cody again, but at some point in time, I would rather see a heel Cody Rhodes. I like the face Cody Rhodes, cool, but we've already been there, done that. Let's see something different.
Right. Um. I mean, I would like to see him as a heel. And I feel like if you're gonna do that, it has to be either once he loses his title, or when he's in risk of losing his title and he hits all the crossroads that he hits, and person still kicks out, and he just has to turn heel to win. I can see them doing something like that.
Can we get a Bullet Club in WWE?
You know,
Because we would have three former leaders.
you got just enough
Yeah,
members.
we have three former leaders of the Bullet Club up in
Yeah,
there: AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes.
yeah. I mean, then you got Anderson and Gallows.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
You got Tonga, Loa, and Tamatonga.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
You got yeah. It's all right, everybody. So did WWE Creative.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but so it's unfortunate, because
Hey, AJ Styles is coming back next
yeah,
week,
that's
right?
gonna be phenomenal. I'm a big AJ Styles fan,
I think they might be able to.
but the thing
Yeah.
is, AJ Styles isn't competing for Cody Rhodes' belt. Even when he was competing, he's not competing, if that makes sense. So everything is wrapped around too strongly
Uh,
around Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and The Rock. So everybody that's on SmackDown, they're gonna lose. It's not like Raw where it's just like Damian Priest was champion. Well, before Damian, it was Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, right? He was a champion. Drew McIntyre won it. Um, After Drew won it, Damian Priest won it. Now we got Gunther who has the belt. The thing about with Raw, Braun Breaker lost the belt. They're talking about turning him face, and he's probably next up, or CM Punk. You know what I mean? So just like you can see these guys from like a mile away, and the possibilities of them being champions sooner than later. So it's just like you have something a little bit more compelling than you do on the other side with the SmackDown guys, because it's just going to be Cody, it's just going to be Roman. I don't think there's a third option. Um, if you want to be real with it, there ain't no third option. It's just those two. So just like that's what happens sometimes when you make, these guys into superstars above everybody else. Because AJ Styles, bro, he really is, and I hate to say it, he is phenomenal. And there's no reason why he shouldn't have been champion, more times. There's no reason why Kevin Owens shouldn't have been champion more times. There's no reason for that.
hmm
So I don't understand it.
I mean, yeah.
They made Roman and Cody a little bit too strong, to be honest with you. They're making these guys unbeatable, where the only guys that they're gonna beat is each other for the belt. I don't know who the next option
No,
is
did
gonna
he?
be. It certainly can't be anybody on SmackDown right now. I just don't see it.
No, I don't see it either.
Sometimes you book yourself into a corner.
I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, yeah. I, I mean, realistically, if someone's gonna beat Cody for that title, I see it being either Roman or Rock. Which you know how ridiculous that sounds right
It
now.
sounds really ridiculous.
If if someone's going to beat Cody, it's probably going to be two part-timers. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Like that sounds crazy. And then Raw, that's a snooze fest at this point. It's a 3-hour show. They're losing ratings quite crazy. Like it's getting crazy when you look at those numbers for Raw. Those numbers are
Right.
not good. You know what I mean? At some point, somebody's going to have to be held accountable. Why are the numbers so low for Raw right now?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, bro.
And hopefully they don't turn Breaker into a face. Just keep him as a heel and keep him far away from Gunther if possible. I really don't want to see them together. I don't,
Gunther and Breaker?
because I feel like we're both under the. Yeah, no, right now I do not know. If Braun Breaker's not winning, I don't need him to lose another match.
Yeah, I think that I'm not liking the Braun Breaker booking. I wasn't liking the Jey Uso booking either. But I think, like I said before, I don't think Sammy should have been the guy to take the belt off of Gunther at WrestleMania, but they made that choice, and it's just like Sammy didn't really need it. You know what I mean? Sammy, and I get it. He broke 2 records 2 years in a row at WrestleMania. He was part of the team that beat the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions of all time. Then a year later, same thing with the Intercontinental title. You know what I mean? He's the guy, but it's just like I don't think
Right.
he needed it. I mean, it's a cool little thing, but he didn't need that rub. It could have gone to Braun Breaker. It could have been to Jey Uso, and one of those two guys could have been champion. All the way from WrestleMania up until this point. So I mean, they kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't think it was a good thing, to put the belt on Sami Zayn,
No.
because you could have had it been Jey Uso, to be honest with you, to begin with.
Yeah.
And he could have dropped it to Breaker, because Breaker's, he's the future, and I think he's
Well,
now.
no. The right. Right. No. I mean, I agree. I think out of everybody on that Raw roster, like all the men, I think Braun Breaker has the biggest upside to anybody on that
Yeah,
roster.
absolutely.
And again, I'm not. And he's over. Like Braun Breaker's
Yeah,
over.
he is. Yeah, let's not
And
get that twisted.
I think it was. I think it might have been. I think it might have been on Monday, before he lost the title, that he was having a backstage segment with Jay, and he ended up saying something like, "Oh, you can hear the crowd barking," and then the crowd just starts barking. Like the guy's
Yeah,
over. He's over.
yeah, he is.
I'm not. The choices on Raw, I'm not really understanding. You know, title on Jay, I don't understand, especially if are we doing this bloodline thing or are we not doing this bloodline thing? Because now we're starting to get close. Like we're about to be in October and War Games is in November. Is there enough time in a month to get Jimmy to return and then Jay and Sammy to work with Roman? Do we even have enough time for that?
We do, but me personally, and this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to like it. Nobody listening has to like it. I don't give a damn about the bloodline. I don't. They're talented. Jacob Fatu is the most talented one in that damn family that's currently signed to WWE. Hands down. He is the most.
Really? Not
You
Tangaloa?
you cut that shit. You cut that shit right out. Um, he is Tongaloa is he's talentless, and we're all gonna see that more of that
Oh,
bullshit um very very soon, because he now is active, and yeah. But anyway, I,
he's a tag
yeah.
champion.
Anyway, I don't care about the bloodline storyline anymore. It's again, it's one of those things where they booked it for way too long, and we're pretty much having to sit down and watch it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it has pretty much single handedly, dominated so much other things that the New Day. I mean, not the New Day. The Judgment Day actually, was doing something big, and they were, they weren't that great in the beginning, but they grew on us as fans, and people, started to like it. I started to like it. It took some time, but it's just like Cody finishing the story. What other stories do we really have? We don't really, Rhea Ripley, the Wyatt Six. We don't really have too many compelling storylines, though. Not for as much time as they have on a 3 hour show, a 2 hour show, an NXT show, all this other
Right.
stuff.
Right.
You got to narrow it down, because you just don't have
Right.
that much, going on. This is why people like the Attitude Era more than anything,
Well, I think,
because everybody was a star. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because everybody has something
Hmm.
going on, and it was good. That's the thing. Not everybody has something going on good here, and it's not that good. It just isn't. Listen, we got Carmelo Hayes, right? We got Andrade. No one's going to sit up there and say that they don't have talent. They're talent. They can wrestle, right? They had 7 matches, a 7 series match. Nobody cares, because neither one of those guys can speak. They're not really doing anything. The matches have just been matches. We ain't getting nothing
Right.
else. So it's just like, who the hell cares? Nobody. They could go all the way to 31
Right.
matches.
Well,
Don't nobody care about that.
and really, realistically, it's not really their fault,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Wait, we're not gonna blame the booking.
I don't see why, really. They're the ones who need to talk.
Okay, I mean,
They're booked in matches. They do their matches,
right.
but they can't talk.
No, but right. And this is pretty similar to a conversation we had, you know, years ago, where I told you this is why people need to talk, because if you have two people that can't talk and you put them in a program together, how's that going to work out?
Right, and what was and my argument back to that was simple. Not everybody needed to talk. Like Kane,
Right. Well, these two
right?
guys can't.
Kane didn't need to talk, and if he did, or when he did, he could have just been a man of very few words. Same thing with the Undertaker character. Undertaker character got
Hmm.
over on very little words. He obviously he evolved into the Ministry, the Dead Man, which he did talk more then, and then back to the Dead Man, which again he could cut promos, but he didn't need to, be out there for that long cutting these promos. So, you don't need everybody to cut promos. So that was my whole thing. But for these two, yeah, they need to know how to cut promos because they both walk with arrogance. They both walk, they cool. They got swag to them. That's the presentation. They both got a
Right.
look to them, but it's just like neither one of them can
Well,
talk.
again, all right, right. And if you know these guys can't talk, would you put them in a program together? Like, no, you would probably put one of them with LA Knight or someone that can talk.
I don't know
If these guys both can't
because
talk, why would you put them
but
in a
because
program
here's the
together?
thing. LA Knight is the man in the middle right now, and I don't know how that's going to play out for either one of those two because if a guy can out talk you and you can't talk at all, it doesn't really benefit them either. I mean, this is another reason why back in the day there was so many damn managers. You know what I mean? And managers they put them with guys who could talk, guys who couldn't talk. So it was like these guys need managers. These guys could use some managers right about now. It's no longer Vince McMahon WWE at all. It is
I was about to say the same thing, so we can't
no,
point the
we
finger at
can't
them.
because they're talking about Vince don't like managers and he don't like tag teams and all this. Well, it looks like his little son-in-law don't like him either. Maybe he was under Vince for far too long to form his
Yeah,
own opinion on most things because it's almost the same shit that we're getting.
right, right. And again, look, and I think we're both, similar, where we're just gonna be fair with all promotions. And yeah, if you're a hunter and you're WWE, you got to do something because there's a program with these two guys that can talk, and then on the SmackDown roster, you have this Bloodline storyline that's gone on way too long with Cody. Like particularly with Cody. Like, what are we doing with Cody? Why is he still involved in this?
I don't know, man.
And I don't know if anybody even cares about whatever else is going on the show. And again, the ratings also are dropping. If they were doing like close to a steady 2 on Fox, they're doing a 1.7 now. And it's just going down week by week. And then Raw's not doing too hot either. And we're talking about adding a third hour for the show that's dropping rate. Like, this doesn't make any
Right?
sense.
No.
Like, you start wondering, are we like in a Twilight Zone? Like, you're losing ratings. And it's like, yeah, well, let's add another hour. Why would you do that? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all. But here's the thing, though, too, which is it's okay because they do something. They pull out something once every 2, 3 weeks or whatever like that. That's worth watching. So they do that. I gotta give them credit. But unfortunately, it's not really the whole show. You see, okay, so you got Braun Breaker and Jey Uso. They did the main event on Raw. Title changed hands. Again, I didn't watch the show, but it's just like this show coming up. They got Last Monster Standing. I know you're not the biggest Bronson Reed fan
Right.
or Braun Strowman fan, but it is a compelling program that they're in right now where it's just like it does generate some interest. You know what I mean? So it's just like it wouldn't be a bad watch for a person that's just like, I don't really care for it, but it's just like, oh, you know what? After watching them two week after week, going at
Is that a 2 hour Raw, or is that going to
yeah, I
be a
don't know.
3 hour Raw?
Not quite sure. But right then and there, you know what I mean? Like you would pretty much want to see that out of those two. Um, I would want to see it. I'm probably not going to because I'll be busy doing something else. So it's not like it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing,
Right,
but it's
right,
just like if I was the fan that I used to be, I would definitely be like, yeah, I gotta see that one. I gotta see that match because
right. Well, just let's be fair. You're saying the fan that you used to be. If it's can't miss, you would watch it. You couldn't miss it.
I'm not. I mean,
There are certain things that are can't
I mean,
miss.
yeah, I suppose, but I'm just not a fan anymore. Like I used to be, or probably not that much of a fan at all, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we watch the show, well, we watch the highlights, we read the stuff. We're almost like most fans nowadays. You know what I mean? You do have your hardcore fans that watch
Yeah.
every damn thing, but then you have your other fans or used to be fans that watch it, critique it, but don't really enjoy it, or make podcasts about it and don't really enjoy it. So, we can't fool ourselves with what we are, and it's just not one of those things where it's just like I'm,
Hmm.
intrigued to watch much of anything, no matter what it is. And
Well, they're not giving you a reason to watch it. Yeah.
I mean, put it like this: the only things that I really care to see nowadays are PLEs, and some of those, are
Right.
they're
Well, again,
disappointing
look.
because there's not a lot of matches. Like the match is going for far too long, and I think people forget. In Your House was kind of like that too. In Your House, they would have very little matches, but they would run on for a good amount of time. So they're pretty much going with that formula. I don't like that formula, bro. Like I don't think these matches need to go on for 15, 20 minutes. They don't need to do all that. There ain't nothing wrong with a good 5 minute match. You can make a lot of things happen within 5 minutes, and they don't really do that anymore on PLEs, like
Right.
or AEW pay-per-views and stuff like that. Like, come on, I don't want to see that much.
Right. And look, let's be fair. You're saying there are certain things you would like to see on the Raw roster. You just named one thing,
Yeah, it's a
right?
good thing to see.
Which is the Bronson Reed. Don't you think it's a problem when it's like it's a 3 hour show and you can only name one good thing that you want to see on that three
It
hour show?
definitely is a problem, but and that's why they didn't put it
Yeah.
on the same week with Jay and Braun Breaker. They had to move it to a week after because that'll be one of the things that you would like to see, and I don't know what else is going to be up there too. Why don't we have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk have a match on Raw? I think that would be something to see. It,
You mean not with each other, just a
no,
match in
with each
general?
other. So here's the thing, right? Because
Oh,
they
with each
used to
other.
do stuff like that back
Okay.
in the day in the Attitude Era all the time. Tag team matches, you know, single match, all
I
kinds
know.
of stuff.
Yeah, they used to. Even after, bro, even after the Attitude
Yeah,
Era, they used
Ruthless
to do that.
Aggression too. PG Era, somewhat I think. I don't really recall. But here's the
Yep.
thing: if you got a 3 hour show, right? You got an opening match, you got a main event, and you got everything in between. There's no reason why every hour there can't be a strong segment with a strong match that people want to see. So Drew McIntyre is the thing that you want to see with CM Punk. Why don't we have a match with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre on a show where I don't know, Damian Priest takes on Finn Balor or whatever the case is, and
Right.
let's see, we have maybe something else. Give me something else, like a third, something that's third. Okay, forget it. We could just do the Wyatt Six versus,
Or like Gunther in
or
a
put
match
Gunther in a match, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
because he's not drawing shit. Right, yeah.
So it's just like I want to be able to see something that means something. I want to see more than just one thing that means something. You could put three very meaningful matches, very meaningful things on a 3 hour show by having it 1 hour here for this one hour there for that one, and another hour there for that one. But they're not really doing that. And again, it's not like the matches are bad. That's not even an argument. It's just like you got that already. The matches are good, but matches are too long. They're not putting on enough compelling stuff to watch. And yeah, that's their problem. And that's why they need to make it a 2 hour show again.
Yep. Right, which it's gonna be. Now we just don't know how long it's gonna be a
Right.
2 hour show. Because there's a possibility it goes back to 3 hours on Netflix.
Like, I don't know. But listen, man, we finally did it. We got back
Yep,
together. We made a
we
show
did it.
happen.
I mean, long time coming.
Long time
Long
coming,
time
long
coming.
time coming. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't feeling too podcasty, in the last couple weeks and everything like that. But, hopefully I get my edge back and we'll be popping out more episodes. Then I was gonna say something that was really messed up, but I can't because I don't want to get canceled. So I'm gonna just keep that to myself.
There you go.
But we're gonna get back up with you. Hopefully again with another episode. Hopefully tomorrow. I mean, what are you doing tomorrow? Can we pop out a 15-minute episode tomorrow? Can we do that?
Yeah, we might be able to.
Well,
We
let's
might
see
be
what we
able
can
to.
do. We might be popping out a 15 episode. I mean, we do owe it to the listeners. We do have to grow this thing. So, let's start doing some stuff. And, a lot
Yeah.
of it, like I said, has been on my end. I've not been feeling podcasty lately whatsoever. I'm kind of dragging to do it, but, that's just me personally. I got some stuff going on. And I'm feeling lazy too. So me doing some personal stuff and me being lazy is pretty much the reason why we haven't been podcasting. So we're trying to get back on it, or at least I'm trying to get back into it in the right headspace to do it. Cito's always down. So me, Jay Grizz, I got to be the one to get up and let's make this shit happen.
We're gonna
We're
do it.
gonna do it. Well, all right. Let me do the outro. This is the outro. I never
Let's
have
go.
anything prepared, but
Hit that.
thank you for listening. You've now been wrestling with idiots. I'm Jay Grizz. This is Cito. We'll see you on the next episode of Wrestling with Idiots. I think I said Wrestling with Idiots twice in the outro. All right. Take care, Cito. Maybe tomorrow. Peace, bro. All right.
Sounds good. Peace.